Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for April 23rd, 2021. So first thing up, we got a new one-step coming up. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. Unlike a lot of one-steps in the past, Mobile Fidelity's actually put a target on this as far as a date goes. We're looking at this summer. They're doing 8,000 of these. They just released the SADE this week, which I'll show you here in a minute. But we got 8,000 this summer. Pre-orders for that are now on the website. They had mentioned this was coming a while back, but they didn't give any date. It wasn't something that we had info on. You couldn't pre-order it, but now we're ready to go on that. My thinking is it might even be the next one step after Blood, Sweat, and Tears, just because you've got Blood, Sweat, and Tears coming out this week. I'm going to have my order later on this week, maybe the weekend, maybe into the beginning of the week. We're going to start shipping those out right away, by the way, if you guys got pre-orders on those. If you don't have a pre-order on that Blood, Sweat, and Tears, go on the website, check out the restock notification feature. If we get any inventory due to like cancellations or anything like that, that might come up, it'll send you an email or a text message the minute I put it in inventory. So, yeah. Okay, so SADE. This box set has been the absolute bane of my existence. I would say I have probably answered 4,000 emails and telephone calls on this, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, that's probably pretty close to the number. It has been absolutely relentless. It was supposed to come out in October. They pushed it back to February, then it got pushed back to April, and then I was told it wasn't coming at all. So I started canceling people's pre-orders. Then after a couple of days, I was told it's shipping. I mean, this has just been an absolute debacle. But it is over. I should have the box set tomorrow, this Friday. Everybody that pre-ordered, and I have not canceled your pre-order, I will start shipping it over the weekend. I do have extras coming in, so if you want, you can go online to the website and purchase it. But it's been a mess. And part of the problem with this is they just didn't give it a US release. So you could get it in Europe. There was other places you could get it intermittently. So people saw it. It was scarce. Secondary market had it at like $400 for a while. So people were like wondering what was going on, and they were asking me what was going on, and enough of you bought it to where the phone just didn't stop ringing about SADE boxes. I would say my total phone call volume will probably go down about 50% once these SADE boxes ship. So I'm super looking forward to getting these to you guys. But yeah, couple of big sets going out this week. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the SADE box, Billy Harper finally came. I've got the tail end of the Art Blakey Monans and Soul Stations going out. That was another mess. They sent me part of the order, and then the other part of the order got sent afterwards, about by a week. FedEx lost the trailer for a week, so that first pallet got delayed. Logistically, shipping has become a nightmare, But the thing is, people are buying records like never before. So, you got to think, when these things go into production, records take about a year to put out. I talked to you guys last year about a record I'm putting out. I don't think that we're even going to see that come, maybe this year, I'm hoping. But it's just, records are time consuming. And you got to think the mentality of these guys when they put these things together, they did this a year ago. Plans were made for these, a year ago in the middle of COVID. So things have changed considerably in the last year. And, they just weren't logistically prepared quantity-wise. I mean, nobody was prepared to make the records that they needed to on some of these series, like the classic series, to keep up with demand. So it's been a mess. But, I'm thinking 3 to 6 months from now, we're not going to have this conversation. As long as these pressing plants can get fully back online and keep up with demand, things should start resuming a little bit, look a little bit more like normal. But the problem with that is 6 months from now, we could be doing twice as much business. Everybody can be, the record industry as a whole. So then you're still in you still have a mess. So it's a learning, it's a learning experience trying to figure out exactly what's in store next week. But yeah, just came in this week, SACD of the Paul Simon, and actually I'm looking forward to the vinyl on this. I'm actually going to listen to this SACD though. Alan Parsons' Eye in the Sky. My second favorite album of theirs, next to iRobot, and probably their second most popular album. Who knows? Maybe it's more popular than iRobot, but I don't think it's as good as iRobot. And Oddly enough, I think this is actually Paul Simon's second best album, next to Graceland. So yeah, both available on SACD on the website. Okay, the John Lennon Plastic Ono Band Ultimate Collection. This is a 2 Blu-ray HD audio disc, 6 compact disc, and 132-page book. This is the digital version. We've got the digital box set. There is also, I will show you, a 2-disc. Let's see, this is the LP version, the Ultimate Mixes. Essentially what they've done is they're going back and they're remixing everything from the original multi-tracks, cleaning it up a little bit. So you've got the album plus 11 outtakes, completely remixed from the original multi-track tapes. So yeah, that was another pre-order that has already gone out, but I do have some extras of those available. Okay, so I'm going to start with the big restock of the week. This got caught in customs, so this was sitting in Indianapolis for a couple of weeks, but finally got a restock from Sam Record. The restock also included, of course, Billy Harper, which wasn't a restock. This is a brand new title. Never before released, Billy Harper live recording mastered from the original Ina master tapes. I have talked about Sam Records on the channel absolutely relentlessly. This is one of my all-time favorite labels. They don't do many titles, maybe 12 total titles, 13 titles they've done, but they are absolutely fantastic. The quality of these records is unmatched. They go back, they source the master tapes. A lot of them are analog. They do the original flip-back covers. Just like Music Matters, they go back, get the original artwork. I can't speak more highly of this label. They're just absolutely fantastic. I don't know what this sounds like. I just got this order about an hour ago. I only listened to one of the records, and it was fantastic. But Billy Harper live in '75. I will be listening to that first thing in the morning. John Lewis, absolutely fantastic. This is a restock. This came out, I want to say, beginning of last year. The big titles that people are all after are the 3 Chet Bakers. So we've got Chet Baker Quartet Volume 1. So it essentially comes Volume 1. We've got Volume 2. And then Chet with Bobby Jasper. So these are studio albums. You know, a lot of people look at, you know, they're familiar with the output on the American releases. But in the 50s, a lot of these American jazz artists, they would go over to Europe and they would cut albums. And that's what the Chet Bakers are. These are actually studio albums. But finding an original of these in the United States is next to impossible. But they're unique because they're studio albums. They're extremely rare. But, I mean, look at the quality of that Chet Baker. Look how awesome that is. Original photography, original flip-back covers. Most of you guys watching have probably, if you're a jazz fan anyways, you've bought this, you know, Sam Record before because I've talked about it so much. But if you haven't, give it a try. This is the record that I listened to this right before I shot this video. It's absolutely fantastic. Milt Jackson, Barney Weiland, Percy Heath, Kenny Clark. Milt's absolutely fantastic on this. This record, I mean, it's fantastic. Originally on Philips. Here is another title. So this is a title, I believe, that has been out of print for years, and they brought it back into print. I want to say the 4 years I've been carrying Sam. These 2 titles I have not seen. The Ronald Bright Trio. This is another restock of a title that has been out of print for years. So I will give that a listen to. The only 3 titles of theirs I haven't heard. The Billy Harper and the last 2. Showed this last year on the channel. Ron Jefferson. Absolutely fantastic. Killer record. I don't know if you can get any audio clips of this stuff, but just buy the records. They're just fantastic. If you're a jazz guy, you should be owning these records anyways. Okay, restock from Mobile Fidelity. Don't have a ton of them. Dire Straits, self-titled. They're absolutely fantastic. I put Love Over Gold on the top 10 imprint analog jazz records you should own. I had to pick one. but this sounds every bit as good as that. The first 4 albums are all fantastic. They're all analog. When you got to Brothers in Arms, the album was recorded digitally, but those first 4 were recorded analog. They sound absolutely fantastic. I didn't get all of my Sam order, by the way, so I've got stock on all of these, but if you go online to the website and they're sold out, again, put the restock notification in, because midday today, when you're watching the video, I'm going to put more online, assuming FedEx delivers the rest of the order. So check this out. P-Vine Records is putting out some Strata East stuff. So what do we got here? The Ensemble Al Salam. Looks really good, looks really funky. Strata East, one of those legendary titles. Their records are absolutely next to impossible to find. They specialized in spiritual jazz, I would say, as a whole label-wise. But P-Vine has been putting out some really stellar records that are super hard to find. But yeah, little Japanese obi there off to the, that's an obi, you know, not part of the record. But looks good. I'm not familiar with that particular Strata title. I've got most of the Strata catalog and Strata East catalog at home, but that one's one I do not own. Okay, Money Jungle, Duke Ellington. This is a Tone Poet restock. It's been out of print for quite some time, but back in stock. Mingus and Max Roach. Okay, so let's show you one more restock, the Dave Brubeck Time In from ORG. This is all analog. This is cut by Bernie Grundman. I showed you guys this a couple of weeks ago. I was able to get a few more. This is the last run of that. I believe the license expired on this. There are going to be no more, but this last batch they made is it. But I've got some more from that last batch. Okay, Soft Cell, Tainted Love. So essentially we've got a 12-inch single of Tainted Love, the single, the instrumental, a cappella, 3 remixes, and a bonus track on purple vinyl. Dinosaur Jr. Sweep into Space. Got a restock on Art Blakey's Indestructible, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray, part of their classic series. Absolutely fantastic. This is on my in-print top 10 analog jazz records you should own. Okay, so we got, this is pretty cool, Pantera. I'm not a Pantera fan, but these albums were extremely expensive a couple of weeks ago until they announced this. This is an brick and mortar store exclusive, they're calling it. So essentially you got to get this at a record store. This is on white and whiskey brown marble vinyl. So they did 5 of these and they're inexpensive. They did Cowboys from Hell, Far Beyond Driven, which is on white and Stronger Than Blue vinyl. Let's see. Reinventing the Steel. This is on white and Southern Flames yellow marble vinyl. It says made in France, I'm going to assume at MPO. Vulgar Display of Power, white and true metal gray marbled vinyl. But I want to say Cowboys from Hell, if you're a Pantera fan. I think it was like $100 for the last repress. It was already up to $100. The Great Southern Trendkill. This is on white and sand blasted orange marble vinyl. Finally got this back in stock. This is actually my favorite album from 2021 so far. Lana Del Rey's Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Fantastic album. I've told you guys I'm a Lana Del Rey fan, but this is probably next to her first album. This might be her second best, if not her first best, her best album to me. It's fantastic. That first album is probably still the best. I'd maybe put that number 2. All right, I got a restock of Boston. And what is this? Spiritualized. Laser Guided Melodies. Still have a Speaker's Corner order we are waiting on. There's a ton of killer stuff in that order. It's been, again, stuck in customs. So yeah, that is it. A lot of great titles this week, some cool new releases, plenty of more stuff going on the website throughout the week. It's real easy to see the new arrivals now. The minute I create a new SKU in our system, it goes to the very front of the web page. It's the top left item underneath the top 100 in-print analog records you should own. But yeah, there it is. Been a busy week of shipping. I'm sure there is a lot more stuff to ship once those SADE boxes come in. That is going to be very exciting. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Until next time.